Now, the federal campaign today has really been about yesterday and Labor's desperate efforts to move on from Anthony Albanese's horror day. The opposition leader probably felt like disappearing into the bush for a week, but politics is tough. You have to keep going, you have to soldier on, try to maintain some confidence, some self-belief, because as they often say, it used to be my favourite edict in politics, nothing is ever as bad or as good as it seems.
I made a mistake, and guess what? I fessed up to it, and you've probably made a mistake from time to time, Andrew. There are other people who've made mistakes with numbers even today.
See, the trouble here, as far as I'm concerned, is it wasn't just a mistake, as I said at the top. He didn't just get a key economic figure wrong. Lots of politicians over the journey have done that. What happened yesterday was a revelation. Anthony Albanese had no idea of the cash rate, the interest rate from which all else flows. And he also had no idea about the unemployment rate, which is arguably the most important number in politics, even more important than news poll. Just have a look at the key grab again and look at the confusion, panic and ultimately deflation on the face of Anthony Albanese.
It's up to people to ask whatever questions they want. Andrew.
What's the national unemployment rate?
National unemployment rate at the moment is, I think it's 5.4. Sorry, I'm not sure what it is.
Hard to believe, isn't it? Not a mistake, a revelation, a damaging one. If the polls were a bit tighter and election day a bit closer, you'd call it fatal. Because a lot of voters hardly know Albanese and this frames him as incompetent. It may well be fatal, but time is Albanese's only solace here. He'll be hoping for something else to distract everyone soon. He'll be dreaming of a major stuff-up on the government side for sure. The Prime Minister and the Treasurer were campaigning in Labor-held seats in Western Sydney today, promising to generate 1.3 million jobs over the next 5 years. I caught up with Josh Frydenberg and put to him that this sounds more like a target than a promise.
Well, it's our commitment, just as we've previously created 1.3 million jobs over the last 5 years, we want to do it again. And in fact, since we've come to government, Chris, there's nearly 2 million more Australians who are now in work. Despite the COVID-induced recession, Australia now has an unemployment rate at its equal lowest in 48 years. It's some 4%. And that the female unemployment rate is now its lowest level since 1974. We've maintained our AAA credit rating. We put in programs like JobKeeper, which helped save the economy when it was staring into the economic abyss. Now we're seeing small businesses back on their feet after they had to close their doors for an extended period. And we have the economic plan to create those new jobs, as outlined in the budget, by investing in manufacturing, investing in skills and apprenticeships, investing in our regions and backing small business with lower taxes. That's our economic plan. And it stands in very stark contrast to Anthony Albanese and Labor, who don't have an economic plan.
I'll come to Anthony Albanese.
But they don't have a plan.
I'll come to Anthony Albanese in a moment, but if you do manage to generate another 1.3 million jobs over the next 5 years, taking into account more people coming into the workforce, immigration starting up again, what sort of an unemployment rate would you envisage we would have in 5 years' time?
3.5 would be our goal. What we have seen in the Treasury forecast is that the unemployment rate is expected to have a 3 in front of it later this year, 3 3/4 by the September period. And we would hope to keep it in the 3s, as Treasury had forecast for a number of years, and then ultimately even get lower to 3.5. That would be our goal. And if we create 1.3 million new jobs, that is certainly what can be achieved. But again, look at our track record. Our track record is to see lower unemployment, and that is what we're seeking to do again.